In New World, there's a big question right now whether or not you should save your Mutated Expedition Orbs or whether or not you should spend them and basically do the dungeon. Because if you don't know, the Expedition Orbs in the July patch are actually being removed and it's just going to be replaced with effectively a time gate. But don't worry, it's actually not that bad, I don't personally think anyway. But what happens to your Expedition Orb keys is basically they get changed into these like chests basically that you open and you're going to get stuff. And the question is, how good is the stuff in them? Well, I'm going to try and show you the stuff inside one or two of them, as well as how to test it on the PTR. If it works, it seems a little bit temperamental. So I'll jump into the PTR and show you. Here we are in game. I'm just going to pop open the inventory. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open the box of mutated tuning orbs. Okay. Now this seems a little bit temperamental to me, as in it doesn't always work. But what I'm going to do is exit the game, wait a brief moment and then come back. Actually, what I'll do first is I'll log out and then come back and then I'll exit the game, because that seems to be the weird way it worked for me. Okay, just going to the menu hasn't done anything. Like I can't click them or anything like that. So I'm going to exit out of the game completely. Just jumping back into the game right now. And then the moment of truth. And yes, this time they have changed to these caches basically. Cache of mutated armaments. So let's just pop some open. First one, and look at the amount of stuff. I'm actually going to remove my camera so you can see everything here. We get umbral shards. We get the Genesis materia. That actual materia varies with the mutated one. It's just random. You get some timeless shards. You get all kinds of stuff. You get a lot of items that are just random. You know, shipyard, lookout, pants of the center, etc. But you also get a named item, which I think in this case is probably Doomwalker's helm. Right? But there's a chance of legendary, I think, on every item. For example, on some of them I think I got a Fury that was legendary. I've also seen a Lazarus Bow that was legendary. But yeah, like just look at the loot, right? It's really this umbral shards, like 1,250. If you're not going to run the dungeon because maybe you just can't be bothered or whatever like me, that's actually just really good. So I'll just open a couple more. The next one here, see, it's pretty much always the same number of umbral shards, but the materia does seem to vary a little bit. This is Tempest materia. Now this materia, if you don't know, is used to craft the specific named items from the relevant dungeon. So in this case, let's say I don't actually know the name of the stuff. Is it like Wizened Hat and stuff like that, or Netchiton's breastplate or whatever it is? You can go and craft that just using the materia if you have enough of it. It's generally like 1,000 or maybe like 3,000, I think. So you need quite a chunk, but you'll get more just running the dungeon, I suspect. But you can see here the named item that I got in this case was the featherweight ring, and then there's a lot of, you know, random items, and you also get some perks and stuff like that. Here I never actually got any legendaries, but it just is what it is. Keep in mind you also get, and I don't think it's showing here because there's too many items, you get 250 gold. You get half the cost of the expedition orb from the faction vendor. In the next one, it's literally the same, umbral shards. It's not showing you the gold, but trust me, you do get 250 gold. If we have a look here at the bottom, it'll show you that. I don't think there's any way of me showing you this 3 more items or whatever it is, but let's just look here. I've got 103,417. I open the next one. You can see I get my 250 gold. Got a legendary there, and the name item is Doomwalker's breastplate. So just on the live version now, I just want to show you the cost of the Mutated Expedition Orbs right now. Basically, the 10,000 faction tokens, which isn't actually very much, because if you run just 2 of your faction missions a day, you'll get more than that. And they're 500 gold. But the 500 gold isn't really that relevant if you're going to get 250 gold plus the umbral shards plus the chance of all that gear and stuff like that. For me, these are definitely worth holding on to. Obviously, if you do want to run the expeditions, then just run them. But for me right now, I would be buying this on cooldown until we get the next patch. It's as simple as that. If you think the rewards that you're going to get are worth it, which I definitely do, then for my money, it's probably worth buying those Mutated Expedition Orbs right now. I might even craft some, because quite frankly at the moment I'm not playing very much. I'm sort of just having a bit of a chill. But what's going to be really nice is when these 24 mutated orbs turn into those caches, and I'm going to get like what, easily 25,000 plus umbral shards. Like, I will take that. But your situation might be different. If you're playing a lot and you actually can't find groups for dungeons or whatever, and you really need to use your keys, go ahead and do so. If you really need the umbral shards now, go ahead and do so. But the lazy version of me, I'm just going to buy these on cooldown, maybe even craft them on cooldown, save them, and then use them when this patch goes live. This patch is looking very good, by the way. I'm really looking forward to it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do have a most beautiful day. If you want to support the channel, then do consider becoming a member of the channel. It really does help. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.